Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday and good morning. So good to be with you on this fall Friday morning. How is it going, guys? How's it going? I am so excited about today's topic. Today we are going to be talking about I'm going to make sure we're on live in the community. So I am just double checking. If you are watching live, before I tell you the topic, I just want to make sure we are live. And I believe we are. So if you are watching live, then let me know in the comments. If you are watching on replay, then let me know in the comments as well. When you're watching, we want to connect with you and we want to communicate. And this is one of the advantages of watching this training live in the community, so you can be involved, all right? So we are, today our topic is the secret to burning fat, what you need to know now to get the results you have been looking for. So the secret to burning fat, middle-aged women, we want to burn fat, right? Today, we're going to talk about how to do that. Are you excited about that? If so, put secret in the comments. Remember, all caps in my lives means you're excited. It does not mean you're shouting. So if you want to know the secret to burning fat, then let me see secret in the comment. Lynn is with me. I know I'm on at least first person to comment. And she said, burn fat. You can say burn fat or secret. And yeah, we are going to dive in a bit here. But if you are watching this on YouTube or listening on iTunes, Spotify, then I want to invite you to join us in the Facebook group. We have the best community of faith-based women who want to lose weight and be transformed in mind, body, and spirit. And we are just such a strong community of women that you want to be a part of it. And let's keep building this community to be the most vibrant. And so if you want to join, head over to Facebook and go to www.facebook.com/groups/faith-based weight loss for women. That's the number 4. And we'll let you in the community, and then you can watch these live training in real time and be involved and engaged. All right. Before we dive into our topic today, I want to go over 2 wins. We celebrate wins, and we want you always to know that we love to see you post in the group. This is a group where you can post your wins. You should post your wins. You should post your struggles. You should post questions. If we can answer them, we will. And yeah, so today we want to, before we dive in, I want to give a couple of shout outs. And first, I want to give a big shout out to Norma. Norma has been part of this community for a bit, and then she recently joined the client community and is working on her weight loss and transformation. And she is off to such a strong start. Norma has had 4 days with no pain meds, and she has lost 6 pounds, and she is moving her body every day. And so it is just awesome to watch Norma crush it. And so if you are excited for Norma, then drop a go Norma in the comments. Norma, we are excited about your success and can't wait to see what the next several weeks hold for you. And Norma, you are just really an example of a fun, great person to coach. So keep it up. All right. Norma is kicking it. Lynn said, absolutely. All right. Number 2, I want to give a shout out. I'm going to take a drink of water. I've been talking all morning already, so I can tell. All right. Second shout out is to Leslie. Leslie has been in the community also for a bit and is now in the client community. And Leslie is doing some serious mindset work and moving her body. She's been moving her body, walking every day, and really just leaning into where her mindset needs work, and been having so much fun coaching Leslie. And so Leslie, good job moving your body and doing the mindset work, and give Leslie a shout out in the comments. We have a few more people watching now, so let us know you're here. If you're here for the first time, then let us know that as well, you guys. And so super exciting this morning. I woke up to several wins in my inbox, you guys. I am so humbled and grateful for every one of you. And yeah, I just want to encourage you. Today's a new day. Put the past behind you and let's press on. And change is possible. And what you do with your body does matter. And Satan doesn't want you to feel good, right? Because he can hold you back and keep you less effective in your calling. And so we want you to feel good so you can break free, find freedom, and fulfill your callings. Ayana, hi. I love that you're here for the first time. Thank you for saying hi. We're so happy to have you. Welcome. And Chris, I'm so glad you made it. Yay to all the wins. Chris keeps stacking her wins. Chris, you are the win queen, and I love that you post them all, so keep them coming. All right, today's podcast is for any woman who is not feeling satisfied with her body and struggling with the changes that middle age is bringing. And so if you've noticed that your body is changing and you don't like the changes and you feel like you have no control over them, particularly the fat that you're noticing that is kind of accumulating in your midsection, which is very common in middle age, for middle-aged women, then you need to listen to today's podcast. I put a post a few days ago of what part of your body are you least satisfied with? And most of you said your bellies, your breasts are sagging, your thighs, your like behind area, and just a lot of frustration. And again, but the most common was your belly. And today we want to talk about what you can do to burn fat and to get results, because it's very frustrating to work really hard and not get results. And so the first thing we want to talk about is to go over some of the truth, the facts about belly fat. Belly fat is called visceral fat, and it is dangerous fat. Okay, you guys know I have my notes here and I try to follow so I'm not all over the place. Women who have more belly fat are more likely to get high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, dementia, and certain cancers, including breast and colon cancer. The research has become pretty amazing on that. And so I want you guys to understand that visceral fat is dangerous fat. And you know you have too much visceral fat if your waist measures over 35 inches. Okay. I recently had a client lose 1¼ inch in less than 2 weeks in her belly. And that was really awesome. Wouldn't that be nice? And guys, we can all see those kinds of results. So if you want to know the secret, Len put secret in the comments. I want to see you engaged. But number one is belly fat is dangerous, and belly fat and weight gain are related directly to insulin. Okay, insulin is a hormone, and when you eat sugar of any kind, your pancreas produces insulin. Okay, that's just what our bodies are designed to do. Insulin's job is to help sugar get into your cells. So that's what we want, is we want the sugar to get into our cells to help us with energy. And then once the sugar is in our cells, it can be turned into energy. Or if we have too much sugar, then that gets stored as fat. Okay, so insulin is designed to help you use sugar as you eat. And if we eat too much sugar, then it gets stored as fat. Okay. When you regularly eat too much sugar, insulin levels get too high in your blood, and oftentimes what we see is you can become insulin resistant. Okay, and this is a problem that happens for a lot of women, and some of you have certain diagnoses that make you at a higher risk. You know, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, so I am have a lot of insulin resistance predisposition. So people like me, what we eat can really make a big difference. Okay. And so, hey, Gina, good to have you. You haven't been here in a while. Ayana wants to know the secret. I love it. Let's keep engaging. So, insulin resistance has some really serious health implications, and it will affect your appetite. When our blood sugars keep dropping fast, our hunger is going to go up high. And the more we become insulin resistant, the more this blood sugar phenomena is going to be off. Somebody asked me this week if cortisol is addictive. And my answer to that person was the cycle is addictive. And this is why learning the solution, the secret today is going to be so important. That's why we're starting with the problem. Okay, when you have more insulin in your blood than you do sugar, your body tells you to eat some sugar to even out the balance. You see the problem? So it becomes an addictive process. You have too much insulin in your blood, tells you to eat, even if you may not be hungry or need it. And now you're going to have too much sugar and it's going to be stored as fat. Okay, every time you eat the sugar, you cause your insulin levels to go up even more, causing you to want more sugar, and on the cycle goes. So guys, this is super important because this is where the extra fat deposits happen, is that our brain keeps telling us we need more sugar when we really don't. It's because we have too much insulin being released. And this is something we talked about last week in our cortisol subject that we studied on. Okay, what happens, you're storing all the excess sugar as fat. So this is the essential thing. And when you do that, when you're storing sugar as fat, your metabolism is slowing down. And this is where we become stuck in burning fat and in weight loss, is we are taking in more sugar than we need. We're putting it as fat. Fat burns less calories. Our metabolism slows down, and then we can't get any results. Okay, so if this is resonating with any of you, then let me know in the comments. Like, you need to understand why that you have extra fat, and why the more you're addicted to sugars, the more this phenomena is going to happen. And what this is going to lead to is prediabetes, okay? Or metabolic syndrome. If your doctor has told you you have metabolic syndrome, or insulin resistance, or syndrome X, these are all similar. And this is something you don't want to happen. Okay, guys? And so belly fat is dangerous fat. Belly fat puts you at a higher risk of heart disease, blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer. And belly fat grows when you have an imbalance between insulin and blood sugar, and that phenomena keeps spinning. Your metabolism slows down, you end up insulin resistant, and nothing then works the way it's supposed to in your body. Okay. Whew, that's a lot of technical information. Let's move into the top 5 reasons you're gaining belly fat. So I kind of touched on one big one in this first point, and it is the sugary foods. Number 1 is sugary foods are going to cause you to gain belly fat. Okay. Ayana says insulin resistant. Yep. And that's, we can improve that insulin resistance. We're going to learn in a second here, the secret in a second. Renee said helpful. Thank you, Renee. I love it. So I have a client who has really struggled with belly fat, and that has been her biggest struggle. And as we have worked with her, we have seen her lose upwards of 6 inches right around her belly, and it has been so fun to watch. So let's keep going. The number 1 reason you're gaining belly fat is eating and drinking sugary foods and beverages. Okay, and that can also be eating and too many refined carbs or processed foods, because those foods are really high in fructose corn syrup, and those are the bad sugars that are going to trigger your insulin mechanism and create an imbalance in your bloodstream. So number 1 reason is eating bad sugary foods, right? We're not talking here about like the sugars in an apple and such kind of sugars. We're talking about like a cookie, right? A muffin, you know, crackers, things like that, that are packaged foods that are processed and refined, all right? Another reason for gaining belly fat is a sedentary lifestyle. So if you're sedentary and you're not building muscle, which is going to help your metabolism, then you are going to also end up with excess belly fat. And so many of us are sedentary because our culture is sedentary. And if you are averaging 2,000 to 3,000 steps in a day, you are sedentary. Okay. And so that is something you need to think about, because we need to have a more active lifestyle. Number 3 reason you're gaining belly fat: you're not consuming enough protein in your diet. Ayana said her go-to is always a Diet Coke. And Ayana, that is going to increase inflammation in your body, which is also then going to increase the stress hormone production, which is also going to mess with your blood sugars and is also going to lead to the insulin reaction. So that is really important. So thank you for sharing that. And sometimes people think if it's Diet Coke, it's better because it's 0 calories. But the other side of Diet Coke is the inflammatory aspects of that. So number 3 is not getting enough protein in your diet, which then means you're going to have more cravings. Protein really helps us feel satisfied and helps us feel full longer. And so when women are not getting enough protein in their diet, they have a lot of cravings. And when we crave, we grab unhealthy foods. And so this is one area where most women struggle, and largely due to the challenge in getting protein and the knowledge, and then it's more difficult to prepare and grab protein. It's hard to grab and go protein. You got to prep it. So the 3rd reason you're gaining belly fat is your diet is too low in protein. Number 4 is you're under too much stress. And go back to last week's podcast where I talk about stress and cortisol and insulin, and really whether the stress is due to various ways we can have the stress, but that increased stress is also going to mess with our blood sugar, with our cortisol, with our insulin, and going to create extra fat deposits. The 5th reason is not enough sleep. You are going to have, your body's going to work against you when you are not getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. And this is super important. So if you are in middle age and you're like, man, my belly keeps gaining fat, but your diet consists mostly of eating out of a box or eating sugary foods, hardly any protein, you don't move, you're sedentary, you don't sleep enough, you have a lot of stress, and you're not working on managing your stress, I can guarantee you're going to have more belly fat. Those are 5 reasons that are going to make what you go through. And I told you about the client who lost 6 inches. She was struggling with all of these. She wasn't moving enough. She had very little protein in her diet. I mean, we're talking like 20 grams a day. She was under so much stress and had no time to work on stress management. She was hardly sleeping, and her diet was just, whatever she could grab and go. And so once we started making changes, she was mostly concerned about losing belly fat, and that has been really fun to watch. And so those are the top 5 reasons. If any one of those resonates with you, put it in the comments. Is it the sugary foods and refined carbs, processed foods? Is it sedentary lifestyle, low protein, high stress, or low sleep? I want to hear from you a little. Can you relate to that? Maybe that'll help you, because before we can change something, we have to understand why it's there, right? So again, it's not that we're just destined to have belly fat. It's that we're doing the wrong things and expecting different results. And we keep doing that. And we know this is the definition of insanity, when you keep doing the same thing and expect different results. So if you want to get rid of belly fat, you have to change what you're doing. All right. Let me see any of you resonate with any of these 5 reasons. Ayana says, sounds like me. Appreciate that. Leatrice, so good to have you. She says she can relate. I think it's your first time here. Appreciate you guys sharing. Let's keep those comments coming. I love to connect with you. That is the best part of my live trainings. And that's why I love to have you with me. Belinda, yay, you made it. I love it. Belinda can relate, and I love that. Gina, all at times. What else? Renee, yes, all, unfortunately. Guys, I love it. Love the honesty, vulnerability. We teach our students that vulnerability is really important to changing versus anonymity. So when you're commenting, you are taking that first step toward change. So good job, you guys, for sharing and not being afraid to comment. But keep the all caps coming, because that makes me more excited when I see the all caps and I get like fired up. And I want to stay fired up. So some of you who are new don't know that, but I'm teasing. You don't have to do all caps, but I do love all caps. So that's a little rant. Debbie said not enough sleep. All right, I can feel that you're with me. Makes me excited. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. I try to see stuff. And now let's move on to why. So again, I want to also touch on one other reasons you might not be getting results. Again, you may have, and I just said this, wrong formula. You're doing the wrong thing. So you're, so for example, you might not be sedentary, but you might only be doing cardio exercise. And we talk about this a lot, where you can't get the results of what we want, burning fat, with only cardio. You have to do resistance training. So that would be the wrong formula. So exercise more, eat less is not going to help you with burning fat. Okay. If your food and exercise is not balanced or comprehensive, you're going to struggle with getting a different results. Belinda said, I work out at a gym, but I would like to find ways to incorporate more activity as I have a desk job. Yes, and definitely, Belinda, as I tell you, there is lots of research now that shows 10 minutes of exercise matter. So breaking up your day with movement is super awesome. And we give our clients tons of resources that help with just that, but you can also find a lot of things accessible. Yes, medicine side effects are a big deal. And again, that's where, as when I work with you guys as clients, I'm able to look more at these, but your doctor can review those, or, you know, like I said, there are lots of challenges. It is not simple, but there are things we can do. So the secret to burning fat, you got to hear it. Eat more food, not less. You may be like, whoa, what did she just say? I said it. Eat more food, not less. So many women that I work with are over restricting. They're eating like 800 calories. And it's not because they're tracking wrong. We go through that and we make sure that people are tracking correctly. So in order to burn fat, stop skipping meals. Skipping meals slows down your metabolism. Eating less triggers your body's preservation mechanism of storing fat. So you need to eat more food, not less. Focus now, additional to that is focus on food. So this is like the secret today. Eat more, not less food, and focus on the foods that normalize blood sugar, foods that are lower in glycemic index. So for instance, watermelon is higher in glycemic index than strawberries. You can Google this stuff, guys. It's not hard to find foods that normalize your blood sugars. So again, understanding what things that you're putting in your mouth do to you is going to be huge in helping you burn fat. So when you choose to put something in your mouth, ask yourself, what is this doing to me? So I have noticed as I work with clients and they start inputting their foods. In fact, I was at my doctor's visit this week and she was describing to me her afternoon snack. And I was just shocked. She had a snack that was totally elevating her blood sugar. And we were able to chat about that a little bit. And she was trying to have this late afternoon snack to help carry her through her late night schedule. But instead of doing that, it was stripping her of her energy and putting more fat. And she's similar age to me, a little bit older, and she wanted to work on her belly fat. And so you got to eat more food, not less, and you got to focus on foods that stabilize your blood sugars. Okay. And so if you eat a cookie or broccoli, it makes a difference. Obvious example, right? You could eat as much broccoli as is equal to the calories in a cookie, and you will lose weight. So say your cookie is 150 calories and you eat 150 calories of broccoli, you're going to lose weight eating the broccoli, because the sugar is going to create what I described at the beginning of our talk today, which is the insulin resistance, the blood sugar variations, the excess blood sugar due to the desire to eat more, which is going to deposit in fat. Okay, so when you're eating, ask yourself, what am I putting in your mouth? Is this making sense? Give me some feedback. Look for foods that don't spike your insulin level. Again, foods that are lower in glycemic index, like berries I mentioned. Foods that are high in glycemic index, like an apple, it's higher. There's quite a bit of sugar in an apple, but again, half an apple might be better. So that is the biggest secret. Now I have a few others. I want you to reduce stress, or if you can't reduce stress, learn to manage stress. Renee, thank you. She said it makes sense. Don't skip meals, Lynn said. Good stuff. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Okay. Reduce and manage the stress in your life. We spend a lot of time on that in the program, because that is the biggest reason we fail as middle-aged women. There's just way too much stress upon us. Number 3, look at your sleep. Don't sacrifice your sleep. I was on the phone with a client yesterday that is in the middle of moving and so much is going on. And she's like, but if I don't exercise, I feel really crummy. So she's getting her butt out of bed too early. And I said to her, you've got to get your sleep. That is more important than getting up. Yes, I said it. And that was really hard for her. Belinda, thank you. Be mindful of my food choices. Get educated. Exactly, Debbie. Good stuff, you guys. I love your interaction. Thank you, Belinda. She gave me the all caps. Woo, that's like, and I do the wave, I get excited. All right, never mind. Reduce, manage stress, sleep better, move your body, but don't only do cardio. You got to have a mix of cardio and strength. You guys should know that by now. I talk a lot about this. All right. Exercise more, eat less, not always. Okay. Leatrice said, I don't eat until evening. Yes. So there you have 2 areas. She said, doesn't eat till evening and doesn't sleep much. So again, if you continue on that path, don't expect to be able to burn belly fat. So again, if you're okay with that, then keep at it. But again, if you're looking to be transformed, then we have to address these. So awareness and identification right here, you made 2 points. Let's talk about that. All right, so sleep better, move your body. Those are the things, but the big secret, because some of you ask me, like, you're very literal to my titles. Last week, somebody asked me a question and I chuckled because I realized after that I didn't cover that exact point. So I love the alertness, but eat more, not less, and eat foods that will help stabilize your blood sugars. That is the secret, and that is so important. Don't eat, grab whatever. Think about the foods you put in your body have a chemical, physiological, hormonal response, and so important to understand what the foods you're putting in your mouth are doing. My pastor once said, your body is not a trash can, and I love that. It's so in line with what I teach. You're not just dumping trash in it. You want to honor God with your body. So in closing, I like to always wrap up with a faith-based perspective. Number 1, enjoy the season of life you're in and the way your body changes. Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time and a season, right? So hating the season is not going to honor the Lord. Enjoy the season, but also don't just sit back and act like a victim, because there are ways to help better yourself. All right. So remember, your bodies belong to the Lord. So it is our duty to steward them well, and don't believe the lie that you are just, this is just how it has to be. There are things you can do to improve the aging process, to improve the middle-aged year. And I am here to help you if you need help. So remember, you can be part of the faith-based community and take advantage of all the free resources. But if you're interested in working with me as a client, I love to do that. And I have a very amazing program, and I'm not bragging. I am just so confident because of the way it is changing women's lives. And I am so inspired by that, that I'd love to help you with. So again, you don't want to invest in that, stay in the free page. I am committed to each one of you women. I love this community and I love my clients. I serve my clients differently than I serve you guys, but I serve you both with the best that I have as unto the Lord. And so I just like to always say that, so that if you're just not sure, I still have people that say, oh, I thought it's free to work with you. It's not. I do faith-based coaching. This is kind of my profession now, using all my experiences, but I want to help women and help build this community where we have a place to encourage one another and grow and hold each other accountable and do great things together. And so again, 2 ways you can go: stay on the free path. Maybe you want to go on the client path, but you're not ready. That's okay too. There's no pressure. Like I said, we have just an awesome community. And so again, today we wanted to talk about the secret to burning belly fat. There is a way to do it. If you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, that's insanity. It's not going to happen. You got to change what you're doing to get different results. So number 2, if you think it's about eating less, that's how you're going to burn fat. That is actually going to create more fat because of what I explained. And choose carefully what you put in your mouth, because it has a great effect on whether your body retains and produces fat or burns fat. Okay. Thank you, Lynn, for the shout out. She said this program is amazing and really works. She said Diana is awesome. I mean, thank you, Lynn, but you didn't put it in all caps. No, I'm totally teasing. Steamed veggies better than raw. You don't want to overly steam them, Gina. And you want to keep all the nutrients in there. Lightly steamed is okay. All right, you guys, awesome to be with you. Again, if you're watching on replay, let us know. Always like to hear your takeaways. So I'm always going to ask you, what was your takeaway? What did you learn? Because it helps you process. Commenting helps you be vulnerable and hold you accountable. And always stay tuned to all the free stuff. If you want me to reach out, put help in the comments. We always check in with you in Messenger. That's to help get to know you and make sure you're on the right track. So again, look for our messages. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. If this is helpful, thank you, Belinda, Bonnie. So thankful, love it. Great to have you guys here, and I will catch you next week. We have a great topic next week I'm looking forward to, and there's always something new around the corner in this community. So stay tuned, post your wins, share your struggles, and be there for each other. Get to know the women in this community. Start to recognize some names, and have a fabulous Friday and a fantastic weekend, everyone. Catch you next time. Take care. Thanks for joining me.